people come in. So a warm welcome to those who've already joined our
Welcome
webinar.
everyone. Welcome everyone.
Tonight's all about the law of possession.
I am super excited. I cannot wait. There's a few things here that's also new to me, which I'm excited to learn about. So yeah, it's really, really exciting times. We've only got 1 hour with the audience tonight, Michelle.
We do, and I'm sure that hour's going to fly by, but should we just give it a couple more minutes? I know it's a webinar. Those that are here, make sure you grab yourself a drink, some pen, paper,
Definitely pen
definitely
and
to write
paper.
down notes.
Absolutely, because like I said, there's going to be some life-changing content here. That's going to potentially, shape the way you view yourself and how to ascertain the things you want in your life.
So I'll wait for our team to give us the go ahead to say, let's start. So if you just let the people in, let everyone know there's the chat facility so you can chat to us and our team will be on hand to respond and to interject as well. So if you've got questions along the way, put them in the chat, raise your hand, and our team will coordinate that. So we've got Kane with us tonight, we've got Naveen. Who else do we have?
I believe Nat's in the waiting room as well. Nat's coming along. So yeah, it's an exciting time. I think there's also some of our staff from the other parts of the business who are joining tonight. So welcome to you all. Like Michelle said, grab a pen, grab a paper, and get ready for this exciting 1 hour of webinar tonight.
Should we dive in?
We should.
Kane?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's go. So today's all about the law of possession and mental ownership, from desire to appropriation. I'm going to talk about what appropriation means later on, and this has been inspired by an author actually that changed our lives, I think.
Yes,
From one of his other books, The Science of Getting Rich, is Wallace D. Wattles. So this presentation is inspired by the teachings of Wallace D. Wattles. So it's all about the law of possession and mental ownership. Most people gaze longingly at the life they want, but they never reach out to claim it. We are going to help you tonight claim exactly the life that you want and that you've been searching for.
And I think the key word is claim, Michelle, because that word is so exciting to me. Because when I claim something, I own that thing. That's mine.
That's it. You're delving already straight into that material.
Yeah.
But people believe that wanting something badly enough or intensely enough, that the universe is just going to miraculously deliver it to their hands. But actually, what we're going to teach you tonight is something different, and it's something that separates the dreamers from those who possess, who own. That's what we're going to look at tonight.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
So today's transformation is all about from desiring to owning. So most people spend their time desiring, stating the things they'd like, the health, the house, the cars, the money, the bank accounts, that kind of thing. But the universe doesn't respond to people who just merely look, who just stand by and observe and flick through magazines or look at window shopping. The universe doesn't respond. It responds to absolute certainty to those who take, who claim. Like you said earlier, when you claim it, that word alone, you own it.
I own it. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what it's all about. So we're going to help you transform from just desiring to owning, and it's a deliberate act of seizing, claiming
that moment.
So I'm sure you've done your exercises of the visualization, and we'll talk about that later. But in tonight's webinar, you are going to master the law of possession. We're going to share a 3-step seizing method. You're going to seize it, and then you're going to own it. We're going to teach the ownership mindset. That's what we're going to master in 1 hour. Yes, you heard it right. 1 hour. That's what we're going to aim.
It's not a lot of time, Michelle, and I think we're probably going to have to really dive into this quite deep.
We'll get straight in.
Yeah.
But there will be time for Q&A. So as you go along, feel free to write your questions in the chat. Ask anything, and our guys will keep an eye on the chat facility. And Kane and Naveen, Kane, please do intervene. And and talk us through the comments, what you're seeing, because we don't get to see the comments while we're presenting. We've left that over to you guys. So that's what we aim to do. 1 hour and time for Q&A.
Absolutely.
So here I was talking about the mental window shopper. How many does that reflect you
Well,
that stands by?
I can remember back in the day, you know, things I wanted. If I saw something in a shop that I'm walking past, you know, I'm outside that window and I'm like drooling over that thing. So to me, when I see the word or I hear of window shopping, that's what I think about. It's somebody outside of the window of a big superstore and they're staring at that thing that's really grabbing their attention.
But at that time, when that you say you've done that, when you looked at that item through the window, did it feel out of reach at that time?
At the time, yes, it did. But there was also a part of me knew I could have that thing as well. But it did feel out of reach at that time as well.
Okay, so this is where the magic happens. So this is where you've done the exercises, you've closed your eyes, you've imagined the bank account, you've imagined the car, you even sit yourself behind the wheel, imagine you're gripping that steering wheel, the house, the car. But when you open your eyes, the gap remains.
Mm-hmm.
The money hasn't appeared, the circumstances haven't shifted, the car's not on the drive. And then doubt slowly creeps in. You visualize, but nothing changes. Why? It's because you're not owning it.
Okay.
Tonight is all about ownership. Tonight is all about appropriation. And I'll talk through what that means later. But it's simply not. You'll start having doubts and you'll start saying to yourself, well, I'm not aligned for a life of abundance.
Yeah, or you don't have that thing that you are yearning and wanting.
So the doubt creeps in. And then you go, this isn't for me, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not meant to have this, or I didn't really want it anyway.
Yeah. I've
those kind of conversations.
I understand, and I probably I was one of those people way before I understood this way of thinking. So I understand there are many people out there who would probably do the same.
And going back to the the 3-step method, we are going to teach you a method that allows you to see realm right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we aim to do. And you'll learn to walk through your days with quiet confidence of someone who's already sealed the asset. Whatever it is you desire, it could be that home, it could be the car, whatever it is, even when the world around you is, your physical world is not yet caught up with your inner world.
Yeah.
We're going to teach you to map.
This is quite similar to this thing I saw once before where they're all just miserable and so unhappy about, they're not catching any fish. And here you have this one guy who's coming along and he's singing and dancing and he chucks his fishing rod out. And within like 2 minutes, he's caught himself a big fish, puts the fish in his bag, and then he was off again, happy and excited.
What was the difference?
The difference is I feel that he came with an attitude of like owning that experience and knowing he's going to catch a fish.
Knowing he was going to catch the fish, he had all the gear.
Yeah.
He sat there. He put the bait on the rod, and he knows that the fish are going to come.
Yeah.
So put your net there, and you're going to get the fish.
But Michelle, you had 9 of them.
Because they are expecting the fish to come, as opposed to actually taking the net out and saying, "Here we are."
Absolutely.
That's why. But the invisible glass wall I want to talk about, because the universe has already prepared your abundance. It is your birthright to have abundance.
Mm-hmm.
The universe has already prepared it. The question is, are you ready to reach out and seize it? Continue to stand on the path, waiting for someone to open a door that only you can unlock. Tonight, you're going to hear some hard truths. Tonight is going to shake up and wake up your conditioning and programming of what we are programmed to believe. So that's what tonight is going to do. You are the only one who can unlock the door to all of your desires and turn your desires to ownership.
And would you say for people to have this newfound way of thinking, they would have to let go of the old beliefs that they currently hold on to?
100%. 100%.
It's probably going back to what we said at the start of our previous conversation. It doesn't matter what you learn, what we teach you. It won't make a difference if you're going to carry on doing the same things and thinking the same way. Nothing's going to change.
This just becomes another
Webinar
book you
you've been
read, a webinar you've been on, but nothing changes. So something's got to be different as a result of tonight. So what I call the invisible, the psychological ownership, that invisible barrier of psychological ownership.
Mhm.
So tonight we're going to teach you the mental technology that allows you to cross that glass barrier and seize your fortune so firmly that physical reality has no choice but to catch up with your inner desires.
Belief, yeah.
And this is not wishful thinking. This is how precise the universe, the formless substance, works. It is the precise mechanics of how consciousness shapes matter.
I fully
This
agree.
is what this is about. This is what changed for us when we started exploring Wallace D. Wattles.
Yes, it changed everything.
We are going to teach you in less than an hour the precise mechanics of how consciousness shapes matter, shapes your reality. It's not outside in, it's not external versus the internal, it's internal versus the external. That's what we're going to teach tonight. The hard truth. The hard truth. Where is the hard truth? The hard truth is about desiring to owning.
Okay.
Sitting there just wishful thinking, sitting back just window shopping, or are you actually going to claim what is yours? And most people just sit back and wish.
And wait for life to happen for them.
And and wait for it to be landed in their lap.
Mhm.
The lottery is going to come to me tonight.
Yeah.
And desiring, just stating what you want, but then saying, well, someday.
Yeah. Or
I hope to.
yeah, I wasn't gonna win that anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, to actually
Mhm.
owning the language of owning.
And would you, Michelle, just before you move on, and would you say, what about those people who may have applied a similar mindset or a similar way of thinking before, and it hasn't worked out, and it kind of dampened their belief system to say, actually,
That's exactly what we said.
this is not, it hasn't
It's not
worked,
worked.
so I'm not going to try again.
That's what happens. People, you've been there, you closed your eyes, and you've woken up, and the gap is still there. The bank
Yeah.
account's not the same.
How does people overcome
So
that?
that's what we're going to teach.
Okay,
The act
absolutely.
of appropriation, the act of owning tonight.
Even when something hasn't
Even
worked.
when it's not showing up in your current reality.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Physical
the bit
reality.
for me I'm excited to learn about. Because
But you're bang on, because any moment of doubt, any moment of this isn't working,
regardless
any
of
moment
results.
of fear, regardless of your physical, as soon as you are deleting your cosmic order.
Yeah, so it's basically like if you plant a seed in the ground and you go back there in 2 days and dig it up.
To see if it's planted, to see if it's going to blossom.
To see if it's
That
growing.
seed is never gonna.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing, I guess, because you plant that seed, you expect that seed to grow.
And you wait till spring, and then
yeah, and what you do, you have that faith and you trust and you leave it and you give it and you know it and you leave it and give it time for it to come
appear
to
in the physical reality.
are you saying life is already demonstrating how the law of the universe works? It's just that human beings typically, when they can't see the instant results,
They give up.
They kind of kills their belief system. So they're going to this cycle of like, it never happens anyway.
I'm not the lucky one.
I'm not the lucky one.
I don't deserve it.
Yeah, but not knowing if they just leave it a little bit longer, that fruit would just go.
And have unwavering faith.
Yeah.
Like you do when you plant the seed and you know they're going to bloom in spring.
Absolutely.
Mother's Day is full of tulips because we've planted the seeds.
Yeah.
And then they sprung, but we don't, like we said, dig up that plant thinking, are you growing? Because then that's the plant does not grow. And it's exactly that. It's a precise mechanics of how consciousness shapes matter. Do we have any questions at this point in time from the audience at all? We've got a hand raised. Kane?
We've got no questions in the chat, but we do have a hand raised, so let's answer that.
Okay, what's the question?
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
It's a great pleasure to be part of this great program. My name is Hamed.
Okay.
I'm calling from Nigeria and Lagos.
Fantastic. It's a pleasure to have you here, Mohammed.
Is it
It's
We did-
Ahmed.
Thank you.
Ahmed?
Yeah, I want to know if it is possible, maybe after this program, if we can get the slide, the recording of this program, maybe after the program, we can go through it over and over again.
Absolutely. The answer to that is yes, you'll get the recording.
So the way you could get the program is coming through the I Am Great platform. You can have the program and so many more programs like this.
But
So
sorry, I didn't get you.
can you hear me?
So we'll write in the chat the actual site, www.iamgreat.co.uk, in which you can access all of these resources and so much more.
Okay. By visiting the site.
Yes, and I'll get Kane to put it in the chat for you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Enjoy the webinar.
Yeah.
So the hard truth is learning the precise mechanics of how consciousness shapes matter. What we'll do at the end is have a Q&A rather than throughout, but use the chat facility if you've got a question that Kane can interject with us, if that's okay. So why does desire fail? Desire is not power. Desire is hoping. Desire is wishing. Desire is wanting. Desire is not power. Desire is acknowledging your absence of that thing that you are wanting.
That's new to me, Michelle. Like I said, I'm going to be learning some new things tonight. So
desire reinforces absence. Desire reinforces distance. The gap. It's reinforcing the gap between what you want and what your current reality is.
So you're actually not claiming the thing you want.
You can't.
When you're desiring it, because what you're saying, you're separate from that thing.
You're saying I don't have.
Okay. So that is really, really useful. And I'm sure there's people here also who are like, wow, that makes so much sense.
I don't have.
So this is all about basically living the life, the lifestyle, the way you want to live as if you already have that life now, even though it may appear differently in the physical life.
In your current reality.
In your current reality.
Yeah. Hope is just waiting and watching. I hope the weather will change someday. I hope my bank account.
You're in your camera, Michelle, and not.
I hope the bank account shows what the money I want to have in it. And it's just visions of the future. That's why desire alone fails. What's good in terms of desire is the first step is knowing what you want.
Yeah.
So desire is one of the steps, but desire isn't going to get you the outcomes you want.
On its own is
not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not powerful enough. And the universe doesn't respond to desire because it's seeing that there's a distance. Desire is saying, I don't have it.
Yeah.
And tonight is all about the law of possession, the law of owning, the law of appropriation, the law of possession. So, appropriation means to take it for your own, to claim it as yours. It's claiming. It's an active verb of ownership.
Yeah.
That's what appropriation means. So, here, the fatal flaw of visualization. You're passively imagining. When you're passively imagining, it's like you're watching, observing a movie and daydreaming of all the things you want, but it's not yours. There's a distance.
So it's like
you're the observer, not the actor in the movie.
So again, it's a great metaphor because it makes perfect sense to me. And again, it's like these way of thinking, you already can see the pattern. Well, I can see the pattern that by thinking this way, we've created so much distance between our reality, which is what is to actually what we are, which is the life we actually want for ourselves. So that we everything that we are doing on a day-to-day basis is constantly creating that distance between what we actually are and what we want to be. And that's what's kind of coming out in these first few slides, Michelle. It's really, really good.
So passively imagining is passive, but you've got to imagine in order to dream up your dreams and goals. But
there's more to it.
There's more. You
There's
can't
more.
just imagine and then wait and expect the universe to land it in your lap.
I'm waiting for the juice of it, Michelle. I know there's something else coming.
The hopeful images carry no authority. The universe does not respond to wishful thinking.
Alone.
The universe responds to own. The universe responds to own. Visualization without ownership is merely daydreaming. Visualization without ownership is merely daydreaming. Hopeful images carry no authority, and the universe responds to command, not curiosity. The universe responds.
What do you mean by that?
Command. State what you want. State that it is yours. Claim it. It responds to the command. It is mine. That's a command.
It's like if
in fact, on that note, in the chat facility, if you are fed up of being a window shopper and you're ready to take ownership of the life that you want, write in the chat, it is mine. I want to see lots of chats popping up. It is mine. Claim it. It is mine. Write it now. Write it down.
And why people are doing that, Michelle, I want to just touch upon this is quite similar. Like if you can think of a footballer, for example, who walks on that pitch, and even us as an outsider watching that player, we know that player is going to score some goals because there's something in their demeanor, the energy they give off, the body language. They walk with this air of confidence, of ownership. The one player that comes to mind is Lamine Yamal.
They played that goal already.
Like you see his demeanor. He walks with this air of confidence, this air of ownership. Like
this he's already achieved it.
He's the man, and and this is the energy he gives off. So this is what I'm guessing this is relating to. Like you've got to be the thing you want in your life, not be the person wanting the thing you want in your life. You've got to be that thing and be that person.
You've got to act as if you own it now. You've got to act as if you own it.
So while we were just talking, is there anything that's popped in the group chat? How many people have said the statement?
It is mine.
We've still got some people being quiet. Everyone needs to put in there. It is mine.
We'll keep it moving, but as they come through, just shout them through.
And remember, if anyone has any questions at any point, put them in the chat, and Michelle and Conroy will answer them live right now.
So desiring versus owning. Appropriation means taking it for your own, claiming it. It's an active verb of ownership. And when you appropriate, you're not waiting for the wealth to come to you. You are reaching out with the hand of your mind and claiming what is rightfully yours. So the universe responds to command, not curiosity. The universe responds to ownership, not observation. So imagine how lovely it would be to, consider the difference between seeing a beautiful home and occupying it.
There's a big difference.
Imagine how lovely it would be to live there, but seeing is not occupying.
No.
Observing is not ownership. When you occupy, you move through the house, you sit in the chairs, you imagine what the wall colours would be, painting the walls, you make decisions about the paint, you make decisions about the furniture. Occupation is intimate, it's personal, it's ownership in action.
And I want to add to that, Michelle, because this brings me back to when we bought our now dream home. And this was literally a year after reading the first book by Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. And that's when we kind of first dive into this way of thinking. And we, after reading that book, we started viewing the houses we want. We never had the money in the bank account. We rocked up in our Hyundai and
9-seater.
9-seater, getting turned away by these multi-million-pound houses. Real estate agents were saying,
Show us your funds.
show us your bank account before we let you in to view the house. But
That's because we viewed so many. I think we were annoying the estate agent that we weren't buying.
However,
but in our minds,
the act of what we were doing was that we belong and we own those things. We were going through the experience as if we're just testing
pulling
the
up
houses.
on the drive.
Yeah, so we took actions, and my question is, Michelle, is that similar to these things that you're saying? Like, even though people are feeling those feelings, they're also going to take actions in accordance with what they're feeling.
100%. Instead of just imagining, you've got to go and test drive that car, go and view the houses you want to go and look at that you want to go in. It's not enough to see it. You've got to occupy. You've got to act as if it's yours already. It is mine. And when we viewed all of those properties, we spoke in a way that said, however the universe is going to present it to us, it's ours.
Yeah, we don't write any other way, and that's one of the things with people, because so many people are so limited to how they think things are gonna come to them. They think so limited in, we can only achieve this much money because I work a job. In actual fact, the universe have a pool of different ways. Money will come to you. The opportunities will come to you. You never know. You might go out, go for a drink on the weekend, and you meet somebody who's a multimillionaire who wants to get into business with you. You never know where that money or the opportunity may come from. But first, you got to believe you already have that thing. And that's when the universe starts to open the doors
and respond
to you. And it's not about your job to worry about how it's going to happen. It's about getting to that feeling state and owning that.
So you've got to mentally live in the new house or the car, drive the new car, feel it. And that's what separates appropriation from just visualization. The person who visualizes is like a tourist. They turn up, they take the photos, they visit occasionally, and then they return to their land of lack.
Yeah, and then
whereas the person who appropriates is a resident.
So they're constantly excited.
They've unpacked their bags, they put their feet up, they've even changed the address, and they act as if it's their home.
Yeah, and they start planning where they're going to put their suitcases, their bags.
That's the difference.
Their gym might go there. And that was the same thing when we went to view the house now. Like, we knew we wanted a swimming pool there, or an extension there, or a gym in that part of the garden. And that's what we did. We created that feeling and start to picture things where things were going to be.
Absolutely.
And the same thing that you have to do here as well.
Ownership, not observation. Command, not curiosity. So he spoke about how people, what it means to make something of your own, and why is it that some people, they do their visualization and then nothing materializes, yet there's other people who just manifest so easily. It's not because they're smarter, it's not because they're more spiritual, it's because they assume ownership naturally. They act as if it's the deed is already done.
You've signed the contract.
They've signed the contract, the deeds are done, it's already theirs. That's what separates those people who visualize, who wish, who hope, who have desires, to those who actually achieve and who manifest, who seem to be the super manifestors.
And would you say those people would naturally, they walk around with this air of confidence and happiness within themselves? They present differently from those who are the opposite.
Yeah, their mind, how they present themselves is not arrogance. And, we are conditioned to be humble. We are conditioned to be quiet. We are conditioned to be polite. We are conditioned to be patient. And it's not about those things. This whole ethos of what I'm teaching tonight, or what we're talking about,
is being bold,
is being being confident, is acting quiet and inner confidence. That inner confidence that it is yours. When you own something, you don't have questions of doubt in your head going, is that mine?
Yeah. It's
Is
like
that house mine? Is the car I'm driving, is it mine? You don't have those questions
yeah.
because you know it's yours. You have an inner confidence that you know it's yours. You don't have to question. And that's how you need to be with the things that you want. These people, the people who manifest easily, and I'd like to say we're in that category.
We are super manifestors.
Our son is a super
Super
manifester.
manifester.
It's because you've assumed ownership naturally. You need to act like the deed is done. And then all you need to do is just wait for the physical world to deliver.
Yeah.
It's a mental realm first, then physical. Mental is the primary, the physical result is the secondary. But 97% of people think it's the other way around.
So
they look at the physical and say this isn't happening.
Yeah.
They look at the physical, nothing's changing. They look at the physical, and then the doubt, that seed of doubt, that undoes that whole cosmic order that you just put through.
Yeah. So it's a complete way of like being. You've got to be that person and be that way as on a continuous basis to be a super manifest in other words, really.
Yeah, and what it means to make something your own property in consciousness is most people visualize from the outside. They create a mental image and then watch it as though they're just observers.
Mm.
It's not a technique you can perform for just a few minutes a day, then set it aside and you just do your visualization for 20 minutes a day. And then the other 23 hours, 40 minutes of the day is spent worrying and being in fear and having a doubt and checking up that it's actually working and making those calls because you don't trust that it's working. So
Yeah.
it just undoes all of that.
All
There's
the
no
work.
point visualizing for 20 minutes if you're going to spend the rest of your day worrying about things.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
You can't
Yeah.
establish residency on a part-time basis.
Yeah. I can see we've got some chats going, Kane. Do you want to read anything out?
So we have Nat, who said that she gets caught in her head about imposter syndrome and how does she overcome this?
Imposter syndrome is thinking that you're not good enough, it's a worthiness, it's an underlying not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, not feeling capable enough, not thinking you can do it. It's an inner work, it's an inner confidence. And that imposter syndrome is the one where the doubt creeps in and says, hey, who are you to think you can do this? And guess what? The universe responds accordingly and you behave in a way that makes you not be able to do it. It's that simple. You have to act with confidence.
How do you overcome that?
By visualizing the person you want to be
And being the person.
and then being the person that you are stating.
Yeah.
And there's a simple task you can do is draw a stick man of yourself or put a photo of you in the middle of a piece of paper and then write down, and I actually did this with my son last week because I wanted to work on his identity on a football pitch. And all I got him to do was write down all the things he wanted. What words would he use to describe himself of who he wanted to be on the football pitch?
And would you say
And he could do the same for work.
And would you say the words, would you direct them or him to write down only positive words or a mix of or whatever comes to mind?
Write down all the things you want to be, the positives.
Also the things you want to be.
How you want to be on a football pitch. What's your desire of how you want to be? Because it's an identity issue.
So it's like, okay, so this could apply to, say, somebody who wants to...
Let's use the imposter syndrome.
Okay, so like, what can she write for those things?
How does Nat want to be at work in this situation with this particular project or whatever it is it may be? And that's one technique. But imposter syndrome is an inside-out job. You've got to work on your own inner confidence and know that you're good enough, that you're capable, and that this is easy for you. And be that person.
And would you say, like, with that is...
Does that help?
Kane, yeah, Michelle's just asking, does that help, that explanation?
Yeah, I think that's answered it perfectly. We've just had Vic come through saying, first the mental world, then the physical world. Love that line.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mental is primary, the physical is secondary. 100%. And 97% of the people
Do it the other way.
do it the other way round.
Yeah.
And they miss this bit.
And that's why, and this goes back to a subject I say a subject, it was a statement that was made to us, because within our housing team, we're going through changes and, bringing in some new staff, a few staff are going. And one of the things that the new staff said to us, she said, this kind of role, the housing role, it's a
Shelf life.
Shelf life of like 2 years. And that really kind of like
the penny moment
for me, because I'm thinking, these people they're coming in and they're not really here for that long. They're here for a couple of years or 2 years max, and we go through a change. And that kind of really hit home with me, because the people who are coming into the role, they are just thinking short-term thinkers. And that's why I feel like they're not achieving the things that they want beyond 2 years, because they're only thinking in a short-term way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, super manifestors, are there any other questions at this point in time, Kane?
So we've just had Rachel come in saying, oh, okay, yeah. So her message, I think she's just retyping it now. Her first message didn't make sense, but she just pressed send too early. So we'll just wait for her to come through with her one. We've got Kunda, who's been joining and rejoining. She's facing some terrible network here. Don't worry, Kunda, you'll get the replay. Everyone who's in the webinar at the moment will get a recording sent to them after, and you can also get it through the I Am Great platform. Okay, so Rachel just come through with her full question. How do you own it in your body as well as just in your head?
That's a really good thing, because your central nervous system responds to your thoughts. So it starts with thoughts, it starts with your consciousness. So in order to go there in the body, you've got to first go there in the mind. You've got to first go there in the mind. And then with the body, physically go and test drive that car. Mm-hmm. Physically, surround yourself with people who you aspire to be like. Go and visit the houses you want to have. And your body will start to respond after your mind has done the work.
Yeah, I get that.
Because you could be saying you want, I want to win the lottery, and you win £14 million or £140 million on the Euro Millions. And then what typically happens is people revert back to their default financial blueprint, because when they get the money, what they haven't done, their consciousness, remember their blueprint, their consciousness is not ready for that money. And their consciousness takes them back to what they think they should have.
Yeah. So that could that actually makes sense, because this is why you probably get so many people who come into lots of money, within a short space of time, they go back to what was comfortable for them. So the brain just kind of brings you right back to what you can handle, and how you're consciously how you live, basically.
What your conscious capacity is. Yeah. And you've asked it at the poignant time of the presentation, because it's exactly this, the law of possession, from desire to ownership. How do you get from the mental to the physical? How do you get your body to physically respond to? So the intelligent energy from which all things are made responds to the state of appropriation, like water responds to a container. Water does not argue with the shape of container. If you put water in this glass, it will take the form of this glass.
It does.
If you put water in a box, it will take the form of the shape of the box. It simply fills the form it is given. You want, attaining the things you want, owning the things you want. It doesn't judge your worthiness. It doesn't decide if you deserve it or not. It simply fills the shape of your consciousness. That's the key.
So just to help me understand this, and probably some of our viewers as well. So if your mindset, or
if your consciousness,
which is the way you think and the way you feel, is a combination.
Mm-hmm.
If you're feeling as if you cannot be or have this thing. You are
That it's
basically
out of reach.
it's out of reach, or it's too expensive, or I will never have that, and that feeling that creates that feeling of ill or ooh, you know,
Then
that
the physical reality will follow.
yeah. So this is the question. This is the bit that I feel probably will help a lot of people is how can they get from that feeling? Like what can they do to say, I want to feel like I can have that? What do I need to do to feel I can have that?
You have to state, it is mine.
Okay, so
You
it
have-
is mine.
It is mine. You have to
But if
claim
they don't
it
feel
and
it.
have unweight. Then it's never going to be yours
So
because you are. It's words are just wishful thinking.
yeah.
You've got to feel it and know and trust that you are deserving of a life of abundance. The universe provides a life of abundance. It's just your job to reach out and claim it.
Yeah.
And that's not what people do. People live with scarcity mindset.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think like the easy way to help people to get to that place. And I know you've got lots of things here you want to
You
share.
have to just keep on
Working on
acting
yourself.
as if working. Your mindset is first. Your consciousness is first. And we've got to undo years of programming, of conditioning, of being told not to be greedy, to keep quiet, to not celebrate and shout successes, to wait patiently rather than actually, this is what they don't want you to know. The
Yeah.
stuff we're teaching you on our platform, on I'm Great, is stuff that society does not want you to know, this kind of stuff.
Mhm. And I also feel like what's helped me over the years when I first got introduced to this way of thinking, and I quickly learned that it's a small percentage of people who really think like this, who are high thinkers of this way and this kind of philosophy. We all have this ability and we all use it. But most people use it in the reverse gear. But just to help with this one, Michelle, just think of a
15
time.
minutes.
15 minutes. I'll take literally just a minute. Just think of a time when you are going shopping, for example, and you know you're going to go out today and you're going to spend whatever much you have and you're going to get this thing you've always wanted. That exciting feeling you've generated,
Certainty.
that certainty and that knowingness that I'm going to pick up this thing and I'm going to buy it. That's the feeling you need to have even when the money is not in the pocket, even when you don't have that relationship, even when you don't have the house. You have to evoke that feeling inside of you, but you can do that with small things. You can even start by waking up in the morning and saying, I'm going to go for a walk. Because what you're doing, you're starting to build a confidence in yourself, to starting to believe in what is possible for you.
But you could start trying it with the little things. I remember, when I teach this to, large audiences, and I tell them to start practicing with the small things, thinking about your favorite meal. And then lo and behold, you go home and suddenly your favorite meal is cooked.
Yeah.
Or you happen to go to a restaurant, it's on the menu because that's what you've wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So practicing it with the little things, with unwavering faith and knowledge that you're going to eat that meal that you want.
Yeah,
car park space.
You'll always get a car park space.
I'll always have one.
Always have a car
But
park
if your
space.
consciousness holds the form of wealth as a present possession, not a distant hope, then it takes that shape. It can't help but do anything else.
But don't give up that feeling because it's not showed up when you think it's going to show up. Just keep your mind back to the first thing when I spoke about the seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you know that seed is going to grow. You don't just dig it up the next day and check if it's growing. You leave it and expect it to grow. It's the same principle with what this is.
So the law of possession states what you mentally possess, you manifest physically. So remember, it's mental first, then physical second. It requires a mental discipline that most people have never developed. This is what we are all about at the I'm Great Academy, is developing mental discipline, a mindset that allows you to live your best life. That's what the I'm Great platform is all about. It demands you to hold a truth in your consciousness, even when your reality contradicts it. Feel wealthy before you are wealthy. This is not denial of reality. It's the creation of reality. I know my brother used to say to me, you're just a dreamer. You've got your head in the clouds. You're not a realist. This is exactly how, I'm not denying reality, this is exactly how you create your reality.
Absolutely.
And that's the bit he didn't get. Consciousness is primary, physical manifestation is secondary. The inner determines the outer. So 3 steps. I said I'm going to share 3 steps. I'm going to whiz through this. The language of ownership. We talked about. You must seize, not imagine. And you must have a calm possession. The calm, inner, quiet confidence that says, this is mine. You know, when someone walks into your home and you're proud that someone's coming to your home, you don't question whether that's yours. You sit back with a calm inner confidence, calm possession, knowing it's yours. Of course, this is mine.
Mhm.
Is this your house when you're doing the gardening out the front as you walk back?
Absolutely.
Yes, of course, this is mine. You do not hope, you own it. And just like a title deed, when you sign a title deed, that land becomes yours, that house becomes yours. The seller now knows it belongs to you, the buyer knows it belongs to them. It's a title deed, and you have to act as if you are signing those title deeds. It's a mental title deed for everything that you desire. Every possession has a title, and your assumptions sign the deed. Your thoughts are the legal document, and that's how you need to take forward your desires in order to get them into ownership, because every thought is a legal document that's saying it is mine. Before we move on to step 2, the ownership killer. This is what kills all ownership. This is what causes the delay. You're talking about the delay.
Yeah.
This is why things get delayed. This is what prolongs the manifestation process, because the mind hasn't completed the claim. The mind is saying, I don't deserve it, or there's other people who need it more than me. I don't really need this, or it's greedy to want more.
And you get that quite a lot.
Guess what?
With people, don't you?
It kills ownership. Who am I to have this? And that doubt equals disputed ownership. It kills ownership. It stopped your order with the cosmic universe. That's what's happened. It's an unstable title, isn't it? You don't deserve it. Straight away, you've initiated that return policy.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
You've initiated that refund. You're not ready. The universe, you're telling the universe, I'm not ready for this. I don't own it. It's not mine. Who am I to have this?
That's like digging up the seed from the seed.
It's exactly that, and you just now deleted it.
Yeah.
You just asked for what you wanted, a complete return policy, a refund on that.
And that's why so many people, when the things they desire or they want doesn't happen, because they give it up before they even have a chance of it coming to fruition.
Absolutely. So the 3-step method is 1, mental grasp, claim it as yours mentally first. 2 is the language of ownership. Speak it, live it, it is mine. Not one day, I hope. Those kind of language kills ownership. And the last one is attitude of the owner. It's about believing and receiving, about being. Who are you being on a day-to-day basis? This is the 3-step method in seizing what it is you want to do. So step 1 is seize the feeling of already having it, even when the bank account doesn't show the wealth you want, even when the drive doesn't have the car that you want. You have to act as if you already have it. There's no doubt, no urgency, just knowing. Certainty without the excitement. It's certain. Calm possession. Of course, this is mine. Calmly, confidently, of course I can do the job. Of course I can handle this. Of course I can attract that. Of course I have.
And would you say it's very important to surround yourself with people who will basically enhance this way of thinking? Because the moment you starting to be this kind of way and starting to live your true self and feeling this way, it will scare the people around you because they're seeing this complete shift in your way. And if you're not strong enough in this time of transitioning, you can then quickly fall back into that old way of thinking because it's probably scary for you and you don't want to be the outsider or the one who's everyone's talking about. They think they're this or they think they're better than us or whatever. So it's probably very important.
You do, because you need people around you. If you've got people around you saying, who do you think you are? You're a daydreamer. Oh, you've got your cloud on, you're in cuckoo land. If you surround yourself with those kind of people, they're the people who are telling you you've got to be real.
Yeah, I've heard.
Oh, be real.
Yeah, realistic.
Get in the real world.
Yeah.
Get down from your ladder. That kind of thing.
And there's probably you probably heard that, some people tell you to be realistic with your goals and your ambitions. Yeah.
So I would do, but we're just conscious of time, I would do a little activity here to get you just to close your eyes and choose just one desire that I want you to feel as if it's already assigned to you. No future tense, just complete present tense. But I'm not going to get you to do that, but you sign it, not with a pencil that can be erased, not with a pen that can fade, but with gold that can't be, destroyed. And feel it as if it's real, with relaxed body, no urgency, no proving energy, just a knowing, a quiet confidence of knowing that it's already assigned to you. Step
Michelle,
2.
we've just had a question from Vic. He's asking how long the timeline should be for this transition. 4 months, a year, and in this process, how do you stay motivated through the setbacks?
Well,
there is no time.
I want to do this first part. The first part is get yourself into the I'm Great community. So that is one quick way of keeping you on track. And I'm sure Michelle will dive into the other bits as well. But you definitely have to be around the right people. That's the first thing. Or get used to blocking out the noise when people tell you it's never going to happen for you. And in terms of how long it may take you to adopt this new way of thinking, if you want to go to the science base, they say it takes 21 days consecutively. It gives you a higher probability of you changing an habit and creating a new one with 21 days. And then another 21 days to kind of go through the confusion state of that habit and potentially forming that new habit. And once you make it through that time, another 21 days is when you kind of cement that new identity. So you're looking at 63 days in total to kind of really change your way of thinking and being. But some people can do it even quicker. But this is what they kind of say in terms of scientific proof of how long it would take somebody to change and create a new habit.
But the moment you have a doubt, the moment you say, I'm not so sure, is the moment that seed is starting to grow and then it suddenly goes, ooh, and goes back down.
But would you say that, okay, so if that happened,
you have to start again.
You have to start again, because that's
You
what
have
I'm
to
saying.
keep on going.
It's never say you've arrived somewhere, or if you have a negative thought, it's never going to work. It just means that you have to keep trying again. But the quicker you can hold off and keep that new way of thinking, you have a higher chance of getting there in a faster time frame.
So the desire language is out of the window. It's not I want, it's not I hope, it's not one day, someday. It's I have, it is mine, and I expect. Because phrases that cancel ownership, if I'm lucky, maybe, to ownership language, I have, I operate, I expect. This is normal for me. How do you speak when you're alone? Are you a guest or are you an owner in your own life?
Ooh.
How do you speak to yourself when you're alone?
Guest or your owner. I like that.
In your own life. And the step 3 is going to the attitude of the owner. Being calm, confident, non-negotiable. Owners do not beg. There is no emotional desperation. When people are desperate, that's a massive turn-off. The universe says you're not ready.
Yeah,
acting in desperation is a big no-no. It's an ownership killer.
Yeah,
this is no convincing, no dramatic faith. Ownership is boring, but powerful. It's a calm expectancy. It's normalized abundance. You expect abundance.
It's like expecting things to always work out.
Expecting it all the time, not emotional spikes where you're up, then down, up, then down.
And I guess that's the kind of frame of mind that, for us, I think when we meet people for the first time, I remember when we first met, and within the first like few years of like being together, and we used to go on holiday and we'd meet people and we kind of share this kind of way of thinking. I can see how I can see how we can be seen as being annoying to people because we are like this super positive, and we do carry that air of knowing that things are going to work out, that we're going to make this happen. That's how we operate. We have a lot of team members on here and they probably can vouch for this. We have a mindset and a culture in our business that we make things happen.
It's non-negotiable.
We make things happen. It doesn't matter how big the problem is or how things are not working out. We're going to find a way. And we keep going until we make it happen. That's the mindset we have. And that's how we've built 7-figure businesses and multiple different businesses, because that's how we approach life.
And you have to ask, what are your non-negotiables? What are your non-negotiables to take you to the next level? You stop trying to manifest, you simply manage what you own. The attitude of the owner, not the attitude of the observer. This is the attitude of the owner. And going back to the ownership killer, false humility, being quiet, being patient. No, let's do now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't deserve it. Return policy is activated. The alarm sounds. Boop, boop.
You wake up and you get
and you kill it. You kill the.
And this, just want to help with this one, because I think this one is quite key. When people behave like this, is then things start to show up in your life that kind of remind you that things are never going to work out for you. The boiler might break down, your car might break down, and then these things are happening because you are vibrating on that frequency of things not going well for you. So why do you think it shows up in your life anyway? Because that's how you're thinking and being on a day-to-day basis. It's like people saying, every Christmas my boiler goes and I have to pay for it, and I have no money to buy a present for the kids. Why do you think it happens? Because you're telling the universe, please, every Christmas, do this for me. That's what happens. You have to change your vibration and your language. And it goes back to what you said, Michelle. It's about that imposter syndrome in terms of not being good enough and not feeling good enough and not feeling deserving of good in your life. And that's where it really starts to help people to shift that way of thinking to this new way of thinking.
And the false humility is, I don't need much, others need it more than me, I shouldn't want this, or I'm greedy if I want more. And actually, false humility repels wealth. It denies worthiness, it voids the claim, and it hands back the title and says it's not yours.
Yeah.
That is it.
Absolutely.
That's the ownership killer. So the attitude of the owner is about believing, and then receiving. Remember, false humility rejects it. Have an attitude of gratitude. Be grateful for what you have while you work on what you want. Remember, while you work on what you want, you are acting as if you are the owner. So believe and receive. I actually teach the ABC backwards, the CBA. Conceive, believe, and achieve. Conceive an idea in your mind, believe in your heart you can have it, and you will achieve it. The CBA. So mental adverse possession, occupy the state of abundance. I want to just talk about this. So the principle is you've got to occupy the state long enough. You can't just do it for that 20 minutes and then spend the rest of your 23 hours and 40 minutes
complaining and moaning,
saying how broke you are, looking at your bank account, keep checking your phone to see if any money's gone in or what more money's going out.
Or complaining about all the things going wrong in your life.
Ignore the current appearances. Ownership becomes law. Continuous occupancy. Don't do mental evictions. You need to reside there, own it, have the title deeds, and stop doing the mental eviction.
Regardless of the outside.
Regardless of the current reality. Stop entertaining lack. Stay resident in abundance instead of scarcity. Eviction notices to ignore. So let's keep it in the property theme. Ignore the delays. It's not your job to know when. So going back to that question, when, how long's a piece of string? I don't know when you're going to manifest whatever it is you want to manifest, but the eviction notice you need to ignore are delays. That's not for you to say when that flower is going to bloom. Contradictory evidence. If what's appearing in your current reality is not where you want it to be, ignore it. And also other people's opinions. That's another one you need to ignore, because they'll say, hey, who are you?
Oh, I told you it's not
I
gonna
told
work.
you it's never going to work.
Look,
Told you wouldn't get that job.
It's 2026 and you still haven't made it happen yet. Well, these are the things you gotta avoid.
When it becomes permanent, when you occupy the state of abundance, identity locks in, reality stabilizes, and wealth follows identity. So how are you identifying with money? So I think we've kind of coming to the end. We're bang on 8:30. I want to finish with the final shift of saying to you, stop asking, stop waiting, and start owning. And my question to you as we close this hour's presentation is, what would change today if you acted as the rightful owner instead of the hopeful observer? What would change today if you acted as the rightful owner instead of the hopeful observer?
Okay,
And I want people to interact and
I see
share.
there's quite a lot of
Ahmed's raised his hand. Ahmed?
if we can just give
Just-
Ahmed access.
We're just getting,
Yeah,
here we go.
I think a lot is gonna change if we start doing that. A lot is gonna change, like our mentality, our mindset, our mentality is gonna change, and we start holding things instead of assuming, instead of hoping, instead of guessing. So we start claiming the ownership.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, that is how I feel about it.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Claim it, own it, live it, and know that you are good enough and worthy enough.
Exactly.
The life you have on the outside is a direct reflection of your quality of life on the inside.
Inside, yeah.
Change up the inner world. Remember, consciousness first. Consciousness is primary. Physical manifestation is secondary. It does not matter your current circumstances right now. Just know and have faith. I know my team will be millionaires. They are millionaires in my mental realm for them.
Multi-millionaires.
Multi-millionaires. It's just in their physical realm yet, but I know it's coming.
It's coming, yeah.
I know it is theirs. I know they are ready. They need to be ready to claim it. They need to be ready to own it, because that's what's going to speed up them achieving it.
Exactly.
Team, have you got that message loud and clear?
Yeah, loud and clear. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on something that you said earlier. Obviously, when you said we've got some comments in here as well, which I'll go to first because we've got a lot coming through. We've got a lot of positive feedback. Rachel said, love this, thank you. Vic said, thank you. That was a brilliant answer to your question earlier. He also did ask a follow-up question to his question earlier. He said, how do I make it measurable, like progress, and see that changes are happening?
So
Is that
again,
just a case of setting the goals and seeing that, ticking things off the list?
I can add to that. So in terms of physical tracking, there is things you can do to track where you're at. Within the I'm Great platform, there's a number of things, like tools you can have access to that can help you to keep you tracking The first one is having an accountability coach, somebody that works with you on a day-to-day basis that keeps all your tracking from where you're starting from. There's a quiz you can do that will see where you're at right now. And you can do that every month to see how much progress you're making. And you can have a person to work alongside you on your journey to help you on that journey. You have a community of people, of like-minded people you can be a part of that you can update each day to help you to keep on track. So there's multiple ways you can track your goals and your achievements.
And the accountability coach is included in the I Am Great platform. So everybody gets a daily accountability coach to help keep you on track, to give you that, the answers to the days when you've got your most doubt. So you'll find it all on the platform, iamgreat.co.uk. But, what would change today if you acted as the rightful owner instead of the hopeful observer?
Do we have any answers around that question Michelle was asking, Kane?
We've just had Ahmed say really appreciate. He's so grateful to be part of this great program. And the thing that I was actually going to say is, I think one of the things that people can do, I know something that you guys are really big on is to have a vision board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a amazing physical tool that you can look at each day. Kane, could you share a little bit on the vision board? What does that look like and how people can access that? You can put the link in the group chat as well.
Yeah, so we actually have a tool for you guys to make a free vision board, digital one. Obviously, you can print it out as well. But having a vision board just gives you that physical representation of all of your goals and everything that you're looking to claim and everything that you want from life. So
Could you add that tool into the group chat so people can have that, Kane? That'd be great.
yeah, I'm going to put that link in here now. We've just got a raised hand, so.
And Kane, just one thing, if you can capture all these messages, that'd be great. So we could just have them after the webinar.
Yeah.
We can also reach out to people after as well, if we missed anyone.
Nat, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, Nat. I think she's gone.
I'm here.
Okay,
Oh, there
hello.
she is.
I just wanted to follow up on the vision board actually, because I downloaded the free vision board at the start of last year and the start of this year. And I actually went through at the end of the last year, ticking off the things on my vision board and what had
Wow.
happened, what hadn't. And then it kind of put me in a really good headspace going into 2026. So I never had one before, and now I would never not do one. So I just wanted to follow up on that point about the vision boards and how successful it's been for me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And just a closing exercise, just before we finish and end, is I don't want you to share this. I just want you to silently claim one thing. No emotion, no visualization, just ownership. Silently claim one thing that is a desire that is now going to be ownership. And silently claim it.
A positive desire for yourself.
And on that note, in the chat, you've got your vision board free making tool, and you've also got a link to join the Great movement, the I Am Great movement, where there's a wealth of resources to help you live your best life and discover your greatness. So it's a wrap from me and Conroy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining
so
us.
much.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much for joining us tonight. And
We wish you all the best and claiming the life you deserve and desire for yourself.
Start owning. Stop asking, stop waiting, just start owning and get yourself in on that community and start chatting to us on a daily basis. So thank you so much and have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night, or day, or morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.